Hello Halo fans, my name is KaSyl, and today we're going to be looking at some really neat leaks that just came out. I'm getting this info from Delta Index, but a lot of other leakers and data miners have come out with it, so I know it's legit. And what they found is insane. 5 helmet thumbnails, dozens of coatings, tons of armor effects, and even a list of all the helmets coming to the Mirage core, which is the SPI armor. So, without further ado, let's get started with some of the helmets. So there are 5 helmets that we can actually see today. These are the ones that I'm calling the thumbnail helmets because they're the things that you will be able to see like in the little box down below for the helmets. Number 1 is clearly Halo 3 style security. It's got the big bulbous visor, the kind of pilot look to it, and I really like what they did with it. It's like they took the Halo Reach version, which had a more defined mouthpiece, and the Halo 3 version with the very big visor, and combined them into the perfect version. I'm very happy with how this helmet looks, and I think a lot of security fans are going to like it. Number 2, this is without a doubt Orbital. A lot of helmets really take from Orbital because it's just such a good design, and it's nice to see that we have an official Orbital here. I don't think it's going to get as much love as EVA/Zvezda does, but it's nice. It's cool. It's got a very strong chin. It reminds me a lot of the Crimson Chin from Fairly OddParent. And maybe you just want to look like Dream sometimes. Number 3, this is the Gen 3 version of Halo 4 and 5's Deadeye helmet. Now, Halo 4, the visor wasn't custom, I don't believe, and in Halo 5, you could change the visor color, but it was still a thin little line. Here, it's actually, really defined, and I don't know, the only thing that makes it where I don't like this helmet very much is the cheek vents, whatever you want to call them. They look a little weird, they look too Forerunner, and honestly, the whole shape of this helmet kind of reminds me of Prefect from Halo 4. But that said, it's clearly Deadeye, and I think that Deadeye fans are going to like this. Now, this one here, number 4, is up for debate. I think it looks like this gen's Grenadier, which I ranked pretty highly in my helmets ranking video because it's one that I use pretty often. I could be wrong. Some people are saying that this is an Orion Project helmet or that it's based on the early concept art from Halo 1 or the almost complete build. I don't think so. I think this is pretty clearly Grenadier because look at the little chin vents, look at the ear detailing, and everything else just really reminds me of Grenadier. The only thing that doesn't remind me of Grenadier is the nose piece on the visor, the little black bit. That's the only thing it's missing from me confirming 100% that this is Grenadier. And number 5 is the one up for the most debate. Now, a lot of people seem to say that this is based on concept art for Cavallino/Recruit. I have a different idea. Call me crazy, but I see a very strong resemblance to Halo 5's tracker helmet here. And honestly, it's even more clear when you compare it to the edits done by Wernisage in his Halo redesign series. I feel like the attachment to this helmet is going to be the 3 little circles, and that'll make it more clear. I might be crazy. It might just be Cavallino concept art realized, but I could be right here. Another set of helmet leaks are just this list here, which is pretty vague, although it does confirm that Athlon, Viper, and Tracer, all Halo 5 helmets, are coming to the SPI Mirage core. I'm really curious how this is going to go, because Athlon is one of the better Halo 5 helmets, and I'm really hoping we get to see Interceptor in one of these as well, because Interceptor was my favorite from Halo 5. I'm curious how they're going to adapt Tracer especially, because this is a helmet that is pretty much the antithesis of Halo Infinite's design, which are very simple and classic. Tracer is a big bulbous helmet with 100 holes in it for eyes. It looks like a spider. But I am hoping they do something wacky with it. But I'm hoping they don't do a complete redesign. If you're asking what I think they're going to do, I think it's going to be another EVA style helmet with just a big visor, and the attachment on top of it is going to be like a cheese grater look so you can have those little holes. Okay, so that's helmets out of the way. Let's get into some of these coating leaks. Now, there's a lot of them here. 4 of them really stand out to me. Number 1 is Cadet Olive. I think this means they're retroactively adding Cadet coatings, which are universal to everything and for free, to the other cores, because Cadet Olive fits in with Cadet Sage and Cadet Purple and all of that stuff. So I think this means we're getting an olive color for all of the cores. Some leakers are reporting that all of these are cross-core. I'm not going to hold my breath on that. I think it's more likely that just some of these are. A lot of these that could be cross-core, if it's true, are really interesting because we have stuff here like the Steel series, which seems to be Steel Red, Steel Blue and such, which I think that follows the tradition of Halo Reach, where a lot of people would make their primary black, and then their secondary would be some other color. I think we're seeing that here. And it would be nice to see this steel version of the cadet coatings because it would really open up, customization. But I'm not going to hold my breath on that being cross-core. I'm betting this steel set is going to come as either part of an event or much more likely it's going to be part of the store, probably a $5 thing called the Steel Bundle, and it'll be cross-core versions of these. There's also a handful of armor effects that got leaked, which are almost certainly for the Chimera core and from whatever event that comes from. Just look at some of these. There's a visor here. There's a bunch of weird, not cyberpunk, neon glowing things and all of the other stuff. I don't know. I think that this is pretty clearly going to be for the Chimera event. But that said, you've seen everything major in the world of Halo leaks now. I'll be back later on this week, probably tomorrow, with a little bit more Halo content. So, like the video to share this around, subscribe if you can because I'm trying to hit 1,000 subs by the end of the year, and as always, thank you.